This is sort of a pattern, this question, I would say. So here we have, what are the next letters? We have BE, then you have GJ, then you have LO, and then you have QT. So I think it's easier for us to write down the pattern. Okay, so we have this pattern, right? And this is related to our alphabet. So we're going to have A, B, C, D, E, F, and then we have G, H, I. This is J, K, L, and this is M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Okay. Yeah, so some students, if you can figure out what the next pattern or next letters would look like mentally, right? Good for you. But for students who can't really see that, this is the way to go. So first, you have your alphabet, right, laid out, and have your pattern with you, right? So observe. So if you have BE, right, first of all, you're starting at B. And actually, let's use a different color just so we know. Okay, so I'm going to use green. Hopefully you guys can see that and distinguish that from the red. So if you have B over here, so if you count, if you count, so you have B, if you count 5 numbers, right, starting from B, so you have 1, 2, 3, actually after B rather, because that's how this G is going to work. So if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right, you see that you land into G, right? And how do I know that? Well, if you continue on, you're going to see the pattern for L and for Q, right? So count again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now the next letter is L, right? So it's like the pattern is you're starting from B, you count 5, right, after B, and then you get G, right? And then after that, you count 1 to 5 again. After G, you get L, right? Count another 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're going to get Q. So that's how you get the pattern for the first letter, right? So you count again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you get V. So the next one is V. Now here's the question. How do you know what is the letter, right, after, like, let's say E? How do you know what's the next letter? Why is it J, and why is it O, and why is it T, and what's the next letter over here? So all you have to do is, okay, so I'm going to have a box now. So this is E, and then you need to box J, right? And what was the next one? The next one is O. And then the next one is T, right? Okay, so I'm gonna use yellow just so you guys can follow. Okay, so in order to find the next letter after B, after G, and after L, and after Q, and potentially for this one, so if you count from B, right, it's the third one. It's the third letter, right? So if you have 1, 2, 3, it's the third one, right? After G, right, it's going to be the third letter after G. So 1, 2, 3. And then after L, it's the third letter. So it's 1, 2, and 3, right? Which is O. And then after Q, right, because remember that's the initial letter, so you have Q. So you count 1, 2, 3, you're going to see that it's T, right? So you've probably guessed the pattern. So after V, right, you need to count 3 more. So 1, 2, and 3. That's why you know that this should be Y. So it's VY. So let's see what they said. So the letters B, E, G, J, L, O, Q, T form a sequence starting from the first letter of all the terms. G is the 5th letter from B, that's right. L is the 5th letter from G. Q is the 5th letter from L. So the first letter of the next term will be V. Okay, this is right. First paragraph is correct. Second, now for the last letter of each term, J is the 5th letter from E. O is the 5th letter from J, and T is the fifth letter from O, so the last letter of the next term would be Y. Okay, so they're using a different pattern here, which is, okay, for the last letter of each term, J is the fifth letter from E. Okay, so they're using E, right? And they're counting 5. So that's true as well, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then they're saying if you start from J, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the fifth letter. Yeah, so this could be right as well. So yeah, there's a lot of ways to get to your final answer. So, and then the next one would be 1, 2. So after O, you count 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's why you get T. And after T, you count 5 again, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's why you know it's Y. So, yeah, so this is another way to look at it. Solution is correct.